I posted a photograph of Dubrovnik, said on Facebook, I said, Dubrovnik is beautiful. And one of the comments was, off back to London. And I want to read you the best compliment I've ever had in my life. And when I die, I want this to be on my headstone. Honestly, I feel it's really special. Running a media business in Croatia is an experience that I'm glad I've had. I'm not sure I would choose again if I had the opportunity. This is a country and a region which is very, very divided politically. And there are a lot of people in the diaspora who are very firm in their opinions about things. And so when a British guy comes up and starts expressing opinions about Croatia, everybody has a feeling that there's a certain agenda behind it. Foreigner is not really allowed to have an opinion in Croatia because whatever you say, if it's positive, that's great, and if it's negative, you're told to go back from where you came from. I posted a photograph of Dubrovnik, said on Facebook, I said, Dubrovnik is beautiful. And one of the comments was, off back to London. And I thought, if I can't say that Dubrovnik's beautiful without getting abuse, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble if I express an opinion. And over the years, I have expressed opinions. I've managed to gather a troll groupies, I suppose I call them. And I want to read you the best compliment I've ever had in my life. And when I die, I want this to be on my headstone. This sums me up perfectly. Honestly, I feel it's really special. I've been described as a Tito sucking British Jew writing fluff to humanize mass murderers in the Jewish style when socially engineering a people for ruin. I defy you to come up with a better epitaph on your tombstone than that. And so the world of online trolls in Croatia is a fascinating world where I don't know where people have the time, the energy to get into that. Over the years, I've had some real classics, and in my book, Croatia, A Survival Kit for Foreigners, which I co-wrote with Lauren Simmons, we are so impressed that we've actually dedicated a whole chapter to some of the gems that have come on. I wrote an article which talked about Croatia, and the first comment was, you scam, go to your lousy country and eat sheep casings. If you are not happy here, go to your stinking UK. Your king was an alphabet and barbarian, while we here ate with the silver forks. Mater trebate potjerati iz Hrvatske. Some of my biggest fans are from Australia, and they're fairly right-wing and so on. And so they're very, very against anything that happens in this country because we're all communists, apparently. And I got this beautiful piece called, you left-leaning mother go and love your Tito and your beloved Yugoslavia. You garbage praising that partisan mother. Only 18% of you commie bastards are still alive. That leaves 82% plus 100% of the diaspora around the world that loves on that communist bastard. You, weapons ready, the next time we'll cleanse you commie bastards once and for all. This is what happens when you start writing about Croatia with an opinion. This is one of my favourite, really. I didn't know that Total Croatian News is a member of neo-fascist LGBTIQ propaganda and against free speech. So I'm unlinking your page, have a nice day. If somebody can explain what a neo-fascist LGBTIQ propaganda is, I'd be really interested. You can see Total Croatian News as part of the deep state, which will soon collapse. You will soon be in Gitmo for high treason and complicity of genocide and human crimes. And occasionally you follow things on Facebook, because I have to follow Facebook to get a lot of material for things. You come across these really quite brilliant geniuses who have the future of Croatia sorted out. So one guy who'd been particularly critical of me online posted a solution on how to fix Croatia. What we really need to do to fix the Croatian problem is to give each person who lived in Croatia during and after the war $1 million. Croatia's population is roughly 4 million people, which equates to $4 million. In doing so, we would remove all people from any government assistance, cut government jobs in many ministries, and I'm sure a majority of the money would be used to create startup businesses, expand existing businesses and construction etc. That would infuse more money in tax revenues in various ways. This is not an impossible task. We are giving over $5 million to help Turkey stem the tide of refugees when clearly Turkey does not need. For the children under the age of 21, the money should be put into a private account with the condition that they finish in university studies. There is so much that we can accomplish as a small country that will allow us to prosper as long as we do not follow the USA and EU example of ruin. It's time to put Croatia first. I never really comment on Facebook posts because it just takes too much time, but I decided to make an exception in this case. And my question was, isn't $1 million multiplied by 4 million people more than $4 million? And the response was, if you have 4 million people and each received $1 million, that adds up to $4 million. To which my response was, if you have 4 million people and you give them $1 each, that adds up to $4 million, no? Sorry, yes, my typo, I will correct, thanks, Paul. And I said, no problem, I'm just wondering where the 4 trillion, zillion, whatever many dollars are coming from to pay for the plan. And he never responded. Rather than get upset by these trolls, I decided to celebrate them with a feature called Troll Friday. Troll Friday is every day of the week. It can happen on Tuesday, a Wednesday, and what I would do is I would screenshot the comments and I would share it on my Facebook page, and then I would tag that person, and incredibly, I never heard from them again. The other thing I do quite a lot when somebody abuses me, I reply to them and say, Dear Ante, thank you for your comment. Between us, the only thing that gives me the strength to get out of bed every morning and carry on is the knowledge that you cannot stop reading. The rumors of me being an MI6 spy are rife over the internet. Here are a couple of comments. Total Croatian News is MI6 trash, otherwise the guy could never survive. And so every time I get accused of being MI6, I tell them the truth. I say, I used to work for MI6, but now I freelance for Mossad.